Okay, do you hear me now?
I hear you now. Yeah.
All right, sorry for that. It's from my side actually. So you
No.
you you said you have a Muslim friend with you, or you are the Muslim?
No. I have a Muslim friend with me,
Okay,
and her name is Aisha,
all right,
and she she's a very great friend of mine, and I wanted to introduce her to you, and so you can talk to her.
all right. She is
Very
welcome.
nice person.
She is welcome, and I will be happy to talk to her. Are you there? Are you there, Aisha?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you.
You are welcome, sister. So, what do you think about your religion as a Muslim?
I mean, I have not done a lot of research. I've been just like reading Quran and basically practicing my religion um,
She's
and I've
fasting
been,
actually right now, just to give you a heads up.
She is
yeah,
fasting, but the fasting in Ramadan is useless because you just abstain from food in the daytime, and then at night you eat like until the morning. So there's no fasting really. It's just a sleeping. I mean, it's a change in the day between night and daytime.
mm, okay.
This is not really
So,
a real fasting. Actually, in the month of Ramadan, as you know, people they gain more weight because they eat more, and food price go more crazy because they are eating more. So there's no
mhm,
fasting. It's kind of a cheating. We just change the day with the night.
mhm.
Yeah.
So you were Muslim before?
No, thank God, I never been one.
You've never been Muslim? Okay.
I don't wanna be rude to you, but this is how I talk. Don't take it against you. You know,
That's fine.
I
Yeah,
am
I'm okay.
smarter. I'm smarter than being a Muslim for a second, and I will tell you why.
Okay. So,
When somebody says to me, if I ask you right now, what Islam is about,
mhm.
what you will give me definition, what Islam is about, go ahead.
I mean, okay, so just to tell you about me, I'm not a very, religious person in general. I try to practice, but I don't have a lot of knowledge. I mean, so I might not be the right person to ask a lot of questions about Islam or references, but that's what I want to do actually. I want to dig deep into things about
That's good.
Islam and other religions.
No problem. But you see,
But
I wanna know you as a Muslim. Why you are calling yourself a Muslim? But there's a base, right?
so the main reason is that because I was born Muslim,
Okay.
and that's what of course, how if I'm not doing any kind of study or research, I've been just following whatever, our families and all taught us since childhood. So that's the main
Okay.
reason.
In based on what you learn, I don't know how old are you. How old are you, if you don't mind to
I'm
say?
Yeah, I'm 33.
33. God bless you, and we pray the Lord will make you live longer. So, uh, uh, based on 33 years of age, what did you learn about Islam?
What I've learned is so many times I've read Quran and it gave me so much peace and made a lot of sense to me. So many times when I've been through really tough times, I have read Quran and it gave me like so much strength and peace. And by reading
Okay,
verses,
Aisha, I want you to help me.
mhm,
You said the Quran makes sense.
mhm,
I have a
yeah,
friendly challenge for you. Friendly challenge. Don't take me, What
mhm.
give me one thing in the Quran makes sense? Just one thing.
Yeah. So again, so yeah, so I was talking to my friend who's in call, and who actually mentioned a few things that he pointed out that that doesn't make sense. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to do some research on it, but there are so many things. Like for example, if when I was through tough times and I read in Quran then that God will test you from by through your through different things. Like I don't remember exactly the exact ayah, but the people who will be patient will be rewarded and things like that. I mean,
Hmm.
and yeah, these things actually mm, gives you, strength. And this is one example, and yeah, it does make sense. And there are tons of things that
Okay,
made.
let us go with one by one. As long you are a lady, right? So I'm
Mm-hmm,
going to speak with things that have to do with you as a female. Do you think
mm-hmm.
it makes sense that there's a prophet he say you are half brain because you have your menstruation?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? That do you consider yourself half a brain and half religion?
Yeah, so are you referring to the have witness
Huh?
rulings? Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? That women, they are half a brain because they have menstruation, and they are half religion,
Okay.
and
Okay.
most of them they will go to hell
Most of them will go to hell. Why is that? Like,
because they have
because that
menstruation. Because they have menstruation.
no, 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 not because of that. It's because women tend to do more sins because women have more, they have to cover themselves. They don't, and they have to be more obedient because of their husbands provide for them, and they just not are obedient.
No, let us see. You see, this is your prophet. He is speaking to Muslim women, and
Mm-hmm,
he want them to give charity. He want them to give him money, and because if they give him money, they will go to heaven. But look what
mm-hmm,
happened. So Muhammad, he came to the women, and he said to them, you should give a charity and ask for forgiveness. I saw
mm-hmm,
that the majority of women, the majority of females, they are
mm-hmm,
going to be in the hellfire. They ask
mm,
him,
yeah,
why is that, Allah Messenger? He
yeah,
said, because you are cursing so much, meaning you are ungrateful toward your husband.
yeah.
And then one of them, she said, and then he says, and because you have a lack of intellect and religion.
Mm-hmm.
You have a
Where
lack
is
of
where does
intellect
this
and religion.
where is this mentioned?
This is in the Sahih Hadith. This is in Sahih Muslim, in Al Bukhari. It's all over.
Do you could you send me the reference? So I want to have all
Yeah,
those references,
yeah,
and
sure. Yeah, sure. Here we
into.
go. This is, I will give you, I will post a link for you in
Mm-hmm.
Hold
the,
on, Prince. Let me send her the live stream link here.
well, I will share the link even here. Give me a second. Here we go.
Okay.
I will share the
So she
link.
doesn't know your YouTube channel.
No problem. Yeah, give her the my YouTube, and I will give her the link for the Hadith.
Okay.
I just posted
Okay, that's
for
good.
both of you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, that's
So
good.
here
Yeah,
you
just
see,
click this link.
yeah, here you see it says that Muhammad, he says that women, they have a lack of common sense and intellect and intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
And when and this is a woman, she's asking, why will go to hell? He
Mm-hmm.
said, I have seen none liking on common sense and
Mm-hmm.
fearing in religion.
Mm-hmm.
And when they ask him, okay, what is the problem? Well, he said the proof of the common sense. Actually, this is the first translation. It says your intelligence, lack of intelligence, that you spend some night and days which you don't offer pray in the month of Ramadan. Why? Because they have their
Mm-hmm.
menstruation.
Yeah.
Okay, but how that will make you lack of common sense if Allah is the one who forbid you from praying in those days when you are in ministration? You are the one who forbid me, and now you are saying to me, I have a lack of intellect. And what ministration have to do with the lack of intellect?
Mm. Okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah. Okay.
I will give you more reference of that because this is all over.
Yeah.
And do you agree? Do you agree that women, they are less intelligent and they are stupid and they are going to go to hell because they have a lack of common sense and the lack of intellect?
I mean, yeah, no, but that's one way we are interpreting it. But yeah, I mean, the way you are interpreting it, yeah, it
I am
does not
not.
make
I'm just
sense.
reading.
I
It's
need to.
read with me. You give me interpretation as you
Yeah, I
wish.
just read it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
read it. But yeah, I need to look more into it. But yeah, thanks for sharing this. I will look into it. But yeah, the way you are explaining it, yeah,
Okay.
it does not make
Look,
sense
here it
that.
says, here they said to him, okay,
Yeah,
what is our deficiency? I just sent you another link. What is
yeah,
our
yeah.
deficiency of
Yeah, I
intellect and
read.
religion? He said the testimony of two women of you is the testimony of one man. So Muhammad, he put a rule that
Yeah.
one man is equal to two as testimony. And this is the proof that women, they are stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
If I go
yeah.
right now, if you are married or you go with your
Mm-hmm.
family, you go to a wedding party and you come back with your brother or your father or your husband.
Mm-hmm.
Who is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
one who will remember the details? The women or the man?
Yeah, I mean, it depends,
No, it's not
how
depend. No,
was
right, not really. The women, she would describe what they are wearing. She would describe what they ate, even a year after. The man, he will
not
not remember what he ate for
all,
lunch.
it based on observe. It's like who observe more and who can remember more. It's I mean, it depends. A man could be more observant of those things
You know,
too.
according to science, this is not even true, because
Mm-hmm.
women, they have a better memory and they remember details.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
as long we are talking about witnesses, this is not
Mm-hmm.
about intelligence. You do not need to be smart to say
Yeah.
what you saw, right? You do not need to be
Yeah.
genius. A kid, he can say what he saw.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here he is proving that women, they have
Mm.
deficiency in intelligence, and the
Yeah.
proof that one man is equal to two in witnessing.
Mm.
But this is false narrative and false argument, because
Mm-hmm.
women, they have a better observation for details, especially when it's come
So,
clothing, jewelries, makeup, food, you know, details we men, they don't even see, you know,
mm,
they don't even notice,
mm.
right?
Yeah. So in Quran it says, if one would forget, the other would remind her, like that. And
Exactly. But how come the man, why you don't say that to the man? What if the
yeah,
don't the men forget too?
yeah. I'm gonna have to, have talked to other people about this too and
Okay,
get
but
answers
let
from
us focus with something more. So now he
yeah.
claimed that deficiency is
Sorry.
because of witnessing, but then he says,
Mm-hmm.
when they ask him what is our deficiency in religion, he says ministration, because one
Mm-hmm.
of you will go for for 3 or 4 days without performing salat. But how that is deficiency? Who is the one who created you and he gave you the ministration? Is it Allah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if this is deficiency, that means the creator, he
Mm-hmm.
is the one who did not create you correctly. The deficiency is Allah, deficiency is not yours, because you are the one who don't have a choice to have it or to reject it. So if this is a reason for you to have half a brain, and he is talking about you going to hell, he's explaining now, remember the conversation is, why the majority of women, they will go to hell. So he's counting for your reasoning. And
Mm-hmm.
those reasoning are stupid, because even if a woman, she is a stupid, and I don't agree with that, but this is not a
But
reason to go to hell, because if Allah is
you're
created
saying,
me, if Allah created me
mm,
stupid, how you
yeah,
want to punish me for being stupid?
yeah. Yeah, I get the point. Yeah. And yeah, thanks for explaining this. I will definitely look into
All right.
this.
So as you see, Islam doesn't make sense, especially toward you as a female. Now, can
Mm-hmm.
you,
Can,
as a female, can you tell me something makes sense to you as a female? So have to do
mm-hmm.
with you as a female.
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Sorry, say that again.
If there is something in Islam special about female make you like Islam?
But
Do you like to
female,
have do you have like 3 more wives beside you with one man? Is that right?
I mean, yeah, of course, I would not like it, but it's there is some kind of, um it's not mandatory. Like, it's not like every Muslim is doing that. Most majority Muslim have one wife, but it's an option that is given, and there's some good behind it too.
What
And
is the
I've
good
seen
what
a
is
few
the good behind
examples.
it? What is the good behind it?
I have seen a few examples. Like I was telling my friend that day that I had a family in my neighborhood, and they were one of the women was not having child,
Mm-hmm.
so she actually found someone in her own family
Mm-hmm.
and got her married to her husband so that they could have kids, and then they are actually living together. One wife has kids and one is like does not have kids, but they are living as a
Okay,
family, and
we
he
will
was
go
able to
we will
save
go
her
with this
marriage.
we will go with this reasoning. First of all, Islam allow divorce so easy, correct?
Yeah,
Okay, what if the second wife, she did not give birth?
yeah, so maybe
Then we get
he
third wife. Okay, what if the
yeah,
third wife did not give birth?
yeah, of course. Maybe I mean that's
Okay,
maybe that they would figure out
what if
that
it is
they
the
that,
man who cannot give birth, like
yeah, that's
Muhammad?
the man. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
that
so
then
this is
they would
number
figure
one.
out. Yeah.
Secondly, if a man, like we have in the Old Testament that Abraham himself, he have a
Mm-hmm.
wife,
Yeah.
with our permission from God, he went and he
Mm-hmm.
married the maid. Her name is Sarah, the
Yeah.
Hajar, sorry, Hajar.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but that was not from God. And if God, he wants you to have a children's, you will have a children's. And don't you believe in that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
the
he had
Muslim,
two
the Muslim
wives.
believe in God will, when they want, and obviously they don't accept by God will when they want. So they can fix God will. We have second wife. So obviously the God will in Islam is broken as an understanding or belief. Because if you believe in God will, then whatever God he give you, you accept. But obviously, no, we can fix it. God will for this woman not to have kids, we will have the second wife. But what if God will is the man, he will not have children? Can the woman replace him and have second husband?
No, so she can, I
Why
mean,
not?
divorce or marry
No, she
other man.
cannot.
Why
No,
not?
she cannot. No, she cannot. In Islam, a
Why?
woman, she cannot ask for divorce because the husband cannot have kids. She cannot.
No, I don't think so. She can. I mean, she
No.
can even have divorce. She can ask for
First of
divorce
all,
even if
the one
not.
who have the right to divorce is the man. The woman,
Yeah,
she have a right to divorce, if we can call it a right, only
yeah,
in according to Muslim scholars these days. But in the old days,
yeah.
obviously, the one who is in control always is the Muslim. If he did, harm her severely, if he is not providing, she can ask for divorce, etc. But as long as the husband he bring
No,
food, and he is doing his
that's
duty as
not
a
right.
man. Hmm?
No, no. So I read so I don't have the reference, but
I can
right
help
now,
you.
but I read
I,
it.
I
Uh,
can help you. Hold
so
on.
there.
If your husband divorced you, as an example, just show you how Islam abuse you as a woman. If your husband he divorced you 3 times, can he have you back?
So there is there's 3 ways. I mean, no, not 3 times. After 3 times, no, but yeah, after
Okay. Is it
then.
true that the women now she have to go and sleep with the new guy, so can go back to the husband?
Not sleep. She has to marry, and not like just for one day or something. Like properly marry for with the proper intention to actually keep the marriage. But if
No,
in any the
no,
marriage
no. This is
ends,
not true. You see, the prophet, a woman, she came to him, and her husband did beat her until her skin is greener than her clothes. And then
okay.
the story unfolded by the husband and this
Mm-hmm,
woman who came to Muhammad.
mm-hmm,
And Aisha, she said to the prophet, look,
uh-huh,
look, her skin is greener than her clothes. Why?
mm-hmm,
Because the husband is beating her. Now, what
mm,
happened? If we read more in this story in the hadith, I will send you the link. That this
okay.
woman, she got married from a new guy, but she want to
Mm-hmm,
go back to Rifa. Rifa is the previous husband.
mm, mm-hmm,
And she thought, well, as long as the Quran says you have to marry, as you said, another husband,
mm-hmm,
I will marry
mm-hmm,
this guy and I will go back to the previous husband.
mm.
You said to me a second ago or a minute ago that it have to be a proper marriage and it have to be not for this reason, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but look
Mm-hmm,
what your prophet said. Your prophet, he says, you cannot go back to him unless he tastes your juice and you taste his juice. He didn't say it's a proper marriage. It's going to be fixed marriage for a long time. She
mm-hmm,
have to taste, and I don't want to be rude with you. You are a lady,
mm-hmm,
but
yeah.
but in a Muslim they say there's no shame in religion. The juice
Mm-hmm,
here is the orgasm.
mm-hmm,
Okay, he did not say unless you stay with him for 10 years. He said
mm,
unless you taste his juice and he tastes your juice. And actually, asila in Arabic is the word orgasm.
mm.
So,
Okay.
what is the condition to go back to her husband? You have to test his orgasm and he have to taste your orgasm, and then you can get divorced and you can go back.
Okay.
Okay, so let us listen to this, what happened now. Who is the one is getting abused here? As you see, this woman, the poor
Mm,
woman, obviously, I don't think she cared for this guy, Rifa. She want to go
mm-hmm,
back to her children's.
mm,
The weakness point of a woman is her kids, correct?
mm,
Maybe the man is even a chimpanzee. Maybe he's evil. Maybe he will
mm,
beat her. But just for the sake of the kids, she let it go. So this
mm,
woman, she is desperate to go back. But who is the one who allowed the man to divorce easy? Muhammad.
mm,
So if we ask you now, what is the logic of this? You will say, well, because it's going to show the man not to take divorce easy and not to divorce anytime you want, because if you do it 3 times, that's it, it's final. But look what happened now. This is not a penalty for the man. It's a penalty
mm,
for the women, because
mm,
he made the divorce so easy to the
mm.
point you say one word. You don't even need to do anything. You do not need to go to the court. You just
Yeah.
say a word and she is divorced, and you say it again, this is second divorce, and you say it again, this is the third divorce. You divorce her 3 times. Now she want to go back to her kids. The man, he said,
Mm,
okay, I will let you come back. But you cannot do that. You have to find a new man to sleep with him, and he have to taste your orgasm. So now we are
mm,
forcing this woman to lose her dignity, sleeping
mm,
around with a man she is not, obviously she don't want this man, you know,
mm,
and
mm,
she is being forced to be with this man in order to make a trick around the rules of Islam so she can go back to her previous husband.
mm.
Who is the one who's getting abused? Is the women. Why we don't punish the man for divorcing the women 3 times? Who is the one who's punished now?
Yeah. There's one more angle to it that heard, that that it's a punishment for a man too. Therefore, if he wanna take his wife back,
Hmm.
and it's a punishment for him too, that he has to, you know, maybe go through this, that his woman is
But who is the one who
actually
is,
going.
excuse my language, who is the one is taking off her clothes? Who is the one is being forced into sex? How that can be a punishment for the man? You Muslims, you have no problem if the woman she married 10,000 men before you.
Usually, so it's you are taking it from that perspective, like the woman is trying to come back, like she's a victim, she's wanna come back because of her.
Isn't she a victim?
Maybe.
He is the one who divorced you. It's not you who divorced him 3 times. He divorced you three
May-
times, so she's a victim.
no, it's like, maybe for example, a man really loves his wife, and he, for any anger reasons, he actually divorced her, and
Hmm.
now he's regretting and he want her back, and now he has to go through that. Maybe, it's a punishment that now he has to actually know that
Okay,
his
what did that fix the
slept with
problem?
somebody.
Still, the man, after he have her back, he can get angry again, divorce her again,
Hmm.
first, second, 3 times, and now we have to find a new husband to sleep with my wife, and
Hmm.
then I get her back. I mean, what kind of religion is religion? This is hippie. You know,
No, so
what is the logic behind this? Did we fix the problem, or we are creating more problems? So now she will sleep with this man. She might have
hmm,
kids from him, even if she sleep with him one night.
hmm,
So her life is broken. Why?
hmm.
Because we have religion take and give the right only to the man, and the woman, she is just a victim.
So what my understanding was so far is that you have to have a right intent in marriage first, and then,
No,
if
no,
some,
nowhere it says that.
and
Nowhere
then
it says
go.
that. No, nowhere.
So yeah,
As you see
that-
here, you see, this is a real story. This is a, let us say, we have a case in the court.
yeah,
Muhammad is the judge.
mm,
The woman, she
mm,
came to him. He did not
yeah.
say to her, you have to stay with him a day or 2 or 3. He said to
Could you
her,
could you send me that reference, please? And then,
yeah,
yeah, so yeah, there is. I need to again look into this too. But what my understanding was so far is that you have to, if there, it has to be a valid marriage, and then the thing that I my perspective was that if a man wants a woman back and he actually regrets and he realizes that he liked her and he did a mistake, then he can take her back, but he have to go through that, punishment, that his woman married to somebody else, and
hmm,
maybe she would never come back to him. That's also possible. So, like, that's what my perspective was so far.
hmm.
um, that the man is basically more suffering, and women can get married, and maybe she would find a better
I
husband.
find it very astonishing. They are saying that the man is more suffering when you are the
Yeah.
one who is taken to the bed, to the bed of a strange man against your will.
So this is because you're saying that you have to just sleep with him for one night and then you're good to go to marry the
I'm not
previous.
saying that. It's your prophet saying that he have to,
Yeah.
only the only condition is
Mm-hmm.
he have to perform
Yeah.
intercourse. This is the only condition. It's 1 day,
Yeah.
1 hour, 15 minutes, doesn't matter.
Yeah. So this is something that this was not my understanding so far. So that's why I'm asking you, send me the reference, and I need
I
to,
just did. I just did.
Okay.
And now look, the woman, she been beaten by the man.
Mm-hmm.
Muhammad, he gave the man a verse saying,
Mm-hmm.
feed them
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
in return. What kind of a man? He's a prophet of God. The woman, she is a victim. She been divorced. She been humiliated. She been taken from her house, given to other man, and now she is suffering for the new man because obviously she don't want to sleep with him. So now he is. This is a rape. This is literally a rape. Muhammad, he is taking the side of the man who did beat the woman, who obviously she don't want to sleep with him, and he is saying to her, well, if you want to go back to your husband, you have to let him do it. And he did not say, he did not take any action against the man for beating his wife. Instead, he gave him a chapter or a verse in the Quran. Chapter 4, verse number 34 says, beat them. Do you support rape?
There is another incident where a woman came to Prophet, and she said that I just don't like my husband, and there was no abuse case in that, and she said I just don't like him, and he said okay, you can leave him and just leave the garden that he gave you as a gift and all, and if you in mahar, and if you can leave that, just I mean
Okay,
take
this is in Islam they call it al-khula. So
yeah.
al-khula is, look what happened to you now. In order to get divorce, you come to an agreement. If the husband agree, but now because Muhammad is the prophet, he can make decision, and the husband who care. But if Muhammad is not there, the husband have to agree. So she have to give up everything she have. She go bankrupt. She goes zero from the house. She don't take
No,
even her.
not
She
that.
don't
No,
take
no,
any.
no,
No, she don't take anything. Khula. She don't take anything. She give
no,
him
no, no.
back.
No, that's not true. She just have to give the mahar back. That's all.
Well, this is what she have. What what she have besides nothing.
No, mahar is just like the money or amount or gift
My
or
friend,
whatever.
this is all the money you get. What's small, what big, doesn't matter. This is all the money you get. So now after serving this man, being in his house, cooking him for years, now in order to get divorce, you have to give him everything he gave you.
Not everything, just the mahar amount. That's maybe $1,000 that he gave, and if you want to get rid. So
Okay.
the intention behind that too, because for example, if it's not always that woman is victim. Maybe she wanna marry somebody else, or maybe maybe that's her.
Okay, hold
She
on.
just
Okay,
wanna be with.
let me ask you. Let me ask you. First of all, you are saying things it's not true, but we will go back. Uh, why, if the woman she decide to divorce, she have to give everything, and you said only the dowry she have, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
only the.
Why the man, you will not lose anything? Why the woman she lose everything? Why the man, he do not need anything, any approval of anyone? He just said divorce and you are divorced. Why the woman she can't say you are
So
divorced too?
yeah, so in Islam, actually, men are the protector, maintainer, and provider. So he has been taking all of his it's like he's responsible for feeding her, providing her food, shelter, and everything, and he's been maybe providing her for a year or two or whatever. But after that, maybe the woman could be evil too, and she just wanna leave because of XYZ reasons, whatever. But and then she could, she could. And what if she leaves? So if the what I think is intention behind it is, for example, a man wants to marry, then if a man needs to marry another woman and she's leaving, so she should give her and give her the meher. And if the man demands it, that's what I've heard. But if she gives the meher back, for example, $1,000, it doesn't compensate all the 2 years of fine spending that he did on her, but it's just maybe $1,000 that she would give back, so that if he want to marry another woman, and he will have money to give meher to the new one,
Okay.
so that yeah.
Let us go for the basic. If the
Mm-hmm.
woman she want to divorce, do the
Uh-huh.
man have to agree first?
uh I mean, since Prophet Muhammad, actually, he said, okay, you can no she if what was your question again? Like in Khula, you're
Who is the
saying.
one who is still, even if the woman she said, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I will give you your dowry back, as you said, and I will show you reference that it says not only the dowry, it's up to him. He can ask for
Mm-hmm.
more. But who is the one in charge to agree or disagree about this agreement? It's the man only.
Yeah, but
Mm.
yeah, it's the man. Yeah,
And this is
but
the hadith in front of you in the screen. He
okay.
said that the one إنما الطلاق لمن أخذ الساق بالساق. So the one who is the one in hold of the divorce is the one who is the husband. The woman, she can ask for it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not the man, it's not the woman who can decide. And this is
Mm-hmm.
your Islamic website. You know, I don't know if you speak Arabic or not. Al-Islamu su'alun wa jawab. They are
Mm-hmm.
asking about what is al-khula, what is
Mm-hmm.
the right way to do it. You will see
Mm-hmm.
right away. I will translate to English. It says he will ask
Mm-hmm.
for whatever he paid or more. It's up to him. So now he is in
Mm-hmm.
control. The woman,
Mm-hmm.
she, let us say this guy is beating her. This guy,
Mm-hmm.
he is making her life horrible. So he will
Mm-hmm.
keep making her life horrible
Mm-hmm.
until she agreed to give him whatever he gave her and even more. Do you see it? It's on the screen. Whatever he in his compensation is the dowry he paid her, or more or less. It's up to him.
Mm-hmm.
So when you said to me, no, no, only the dowry, you were wrong. So
Mm-hmm.
now your husband is in charge. He is the one who can divorce you. Even if you say, I don't want your money, I don't want anything, just please let me know. He have to agree. And now he
Mm-hmm.
put conditions. You want me to agree? Well, you
Mm-hmm.
give me this. Maybe he asks even for more. Maybe he for less. But here now you see that Islam is when you are married, if we can call it marriage, you are really owned by this man. He is the
Mm-hmm.
one who can throw you by a spit from his mouth, and he is the one who can hold you by a spit of his mouth. You are just a slave.
Uh,
How you can ask for divorce then? If the man he have to agree.
mm-hmm. Um, s- uh, were you reading the hadith here? Was that
Yeah,
all
well,
hadith?
this is a Muslim website. This is the sheikhs. These are the scholars. They are answering, and they are even quoting the story, the one you mentioned about the women. He asked her,
Mm-hmm.
"Do you want, the guardian he gave her, and
Mm-hmm.
he gave it back to the man, right? But
Mm-hmm.
here, because Muhammad is there, he is the one who make
Mm-hmm.
the decision, and nobody there to say yes or no. So the man right is stripped, and here Muhammad actually is breaking the law of God if he claimed to be coming from God, because this is the right of the husband, not the right of Muhammad. It's not you who decide what the man should do, even if you are a prophet, you know. So Muhammad here is breaking his teaching, and he's acting as if he is the husband. Who are you? You know,
Mm-hmm.
you have no right. This is the right of the man. So, uh, additional to that,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think about the man is beating the women? It's okay.
No, it's not okay. So again,
Why not?
like
Why it's
me,
not okay?
of course, it's not okay to beat anyone. But what my understanding so far about this is that I think if I mean, we cannot in all situations think that women is she's a victim and she is being abused. There could be, there could be actually like real disobedient wives too, who actually
Mm.
like do such a wrong things that a man could be. So it's not just about that man could do anything. There are so many verses in Quran that told men to be good and gentle and kind to other people and their women and everything. So the first step is for man to be, just and be kind and gentle. The other in this verse that I understand is that there could be a situations and scenarios where women would be actually disobedient, and I have seen those cases around me as well, where men are trying to be so nice with them, they are just keep on, maybe cheating or maybe just, doing wrong things. So
Okay,
in that
hold on,
case,
hold on. You see, you are mixing things
uh,
up. First of all, in the case of a cheating in Islam, the woman, if she is married, the punishment is death. So this is not beating. Secondly, you
mhm.
just said something really amazing. I find it really amazing how a Muslim woman she think. So now, listen to me. Now,
Mhm,
the woman maybe she is doing something bad,
mhm.
and now how
Yeah.
we fix her bad by beating her? Okay, if the
Mm,
man is doing something bad, can
mhm.
my wife beat me?
No, let me complete my understanding first.
Mm,
So what I think is when men are instructed to, talk to her about the things that's problem, uh, then there are, there if she doesn't want to obey, or if she doesn't want to. So one more thing is that if a man is responsible for providing you financially, he's taking care of your
Mm.
all the, if you are taking the situation where man is a good person and the woman is just like being not a good person, she's just
Mm.
not a good wife, and in that case he's providing her with food, shelter and everything,
Mm.
but she's not being a good wife. And then in
Mm.
that case, if he talked to her and about this problem, and then if she still doesn't wanna
Mm.
continue if she wanna continue disobeying him, she can just leave him. And
Hold on. You see, I don't know
yeah.
where you get this from. Where we just proved to you that the woman, she
Uh-huh.
cannot leave him. She cannot. It's the man who decide. Even when you mention al khula, it is the man who have to decide, and he agree. So she cannot leave. And if she's trying to leave by herself, he will beat the hell of her. Even in Islamic country, they have you call the police will arrest the women. It's called Bayt al the house of obedience. So he called the police. He said, my wife, she ran away from me. The police, they put her name as if she is a criminal, wanted. Wherever she will be found, she will be arrested immediately, and she will be sent to her husband with the cuffs in her hands. Is that true or not?
uh I didn't know that.
Yes,
Where does this?
you can search it. It's called the house of obedience, Bayt al. So she
Okay.
cannot leave. And now look at this.
Mm-hmm.
You are saying the woman, she is bad, and she don't want to listen. How that can fix a woman behavior? And I ask you, if the man is bad, can the wife beat him?
No, but she can. What?
Why
Okay,
no?
what
Why
my
no? Why I can beat my wife if she is doing bad? Why
Mhm,
I cannot be beaten by her or by her family when I am
mhm.
bad?
Yeah, I mean, what she can do is just leave him. That's what I felt
My
like. If
friend, you see, you are creating your own rules now. You cannot just leave. You will be arrested.
that was not my understanding so far. I need to.
It's not up to you. You see, I don't say
Or-
things. You see, my friend, I
Mhm,
am a person. Millions of people
uh,
watch my videos, and when I say something, people will laugh at me if it's not true. Correct?
mhm,
And Muslim will make
mhm.
videos and look what Christian Prince he says. It's called Bayt al-Ta'a, Bayt al-Ta'a, the house of obedience. The women, she
Okay.
leave the house without permission from the husband. He can call the Sharia police. They will arrest her immediately.
Is it
Immediately.
Saudi and like
This is
which
in all
country?
Islamic countries. All Islamic countries. Any Islamic
Um.
countries following Islam, they have to practice that. So you call the police. You say, my wife, she left my house. She have to be arrested immediately. Wherever they find her, she will become wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So then they will arrest her and they will bring her back to her husband. Now, what the husband will do again? He will beat her again. She can't
Mm-hmm.
even call the police. If you call the police, they will say, my husband is beating me. They will say, well, he's allowed to beat you. The only time a woman, she can complain, this is now, not before. As an example, your prophet, he says, no man should be asked why he is beating his wife.
Is this a hadith?
Yes.
Can you send me that too, please?
Okay, let's see. Hold on, let's me.
Okay.
Yes, hello. This is the hadith here.
Okay.
It says here, Omar reported the prophet saying, a man will not be asked about he beat his wife. Why he did beat his
Mhm.
wife. Nobody can
Where
question him.
where where did you send it?
Let me send it to you. Here we go. I will send it to you in
Okay.
Skype.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So the man cannot be questioned for beating the wife, but the women, she cannot beat the husband if he is filthy. How many husbands, they are evil, they are bad, they are disgusting. They are even if they are
Mm-hmm.
cheating in Islam, she cannot leave him, even if he cheat. Even if he cheat. Even if he have, let us say you marry a guy and then he decides to marry a second woman. You don't want to live with second women. Can you leave? No. He will beat you. No.
So about the cheating, is the punishment is to death.
Yeah,
Stone till death.
you cannot prove it cheating in Islam because you have to have 4 witnesses. It's impossible. And not only
Yeah.
that, excuse my
Yeah.
language, you have to see the private part of the man going in and out, as your prophet said, like an inkwell. How in the world we
Mm-hmm.
can find 4 men And they have to be 4 men, by the way. Women are not accepted because women are stupid. So they have to be 4 men. Imagine, I'm not saying about you, I'm saying like a Muslim woman, she is cheating her husband. And now the husband, he entered the bedroom. He found a man, or she is, excuse my language again, in the top of her, or she is on top of him, having sex. They are naked. Then the guy, he have to call 4 of his friends. Tuk, 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 tuk. Assalamu alaikum, brother Abdul. Can you come over? Please, my wife, she's having sex with the neighbor. And then he have to call the second one. The second one is busy. He called the third one. Oh, the third one is fixing the car. The fourth one, oh, the first one is buying tomato. So I have to find 4 witnesses. And then after they come, if the guys stay there, they have to see, it's not enough to see the man in the top of her having sex. They have to see his private part. I'm trying to be polite as much as I can, you know. They have to be.
No, I get.
Yeah. So they have to see his private part going in and out.
But this witness is for men and women both, right? And to accuse, basically prove both the guilty for both of the genders. It's the same thing, right? And it's the same punishment for both men and women, right?
But look, hold on. You see, you are not even listening to me. You said if he is a cheating.
Yeah.
How the woman, she can call 4 men to prove he's a cheating? She can't even leave the house.
And same goes for,
she cannot leave the house. She cannot leave the house.
Yeah.
And how in the world a woman, she have to find 4 strange men, and those men, they will go inside the room, and they have to see. Do you know the story? Do you know the story of the man, the witnesses with the caliphate? When he asked the first one, did you see his penis going in and out? He said yes. He asked the second one, did you see it? He said yes. He asked the third one. He said, what I saw her leg around his neck, and they were shaking, they are shaking like the ears of a donkey. The caliphate, he did beat them all. Why? Because one of them, he did not see the private part of the man going in and out. So now look what happened. We have 2 at least, they saw it going in and out. We have the third, he saw them naked, and he is on the top of her, and her legs are around his neck. All of this is not a proof of adultery yet. So it's proof what? What is this? It's a madness. All of this because Muhammad, he had 3 witnesses. They saw his wife having sex with Safwan. So he decided to change it from 2 witnesses. How come we need 2 witnesses to take a person to execution in the case of murder? But we need 4 witnesses for what? For sex. And not only they have to see them having sex, they have to see the private part. So if a woman, she is wearing a skirt, excuse my language again, she is in the top, it's impossible to see the private part of the man getting in and out. So nobody can see it. It's impossible. So the husband, he go inside the bedroom, he cannot even accuse his wife that she is a cheating. Because if he do that, do you know what the punishment? They will whip him. So the husband, he go inside the husband go inside the bedroom. He see his wife in the top of somebody, and now he don't have the witnesses or the enough proof. If he accuse her of adultery, he will be whipped.
Yeah.
Okay. Same for the woman. If she accuse her husband, and she don't have the 4 witnesses seeing his private part going in and out in other women, she will be whipped. Okay. So look what happened now. So we can beat the wife for any reason in Islam, any reason. You see, in the Quran, it says in the verse number chapter 34, verse number 4, it says nushudahun, you know, nushudahun. Nushud. If you ask a Muslim what nushud mean, right away the Muslim, they start using their imagination, lying to us that nushud mean cheating. She is bad, she is etc. But you will see that the same word used for Muhammad when he decided not to sleep anymore with Sauda bint Dama. Do you know that?
Is this in Quran?
Yes.
Or
so when Muhammad, he did nushud, and this is the hypocrisy of the Muhammadan. So when the women, she do nushud, and what is this? You fear their rebellions. You fear, like he said to you, can you make me some tea? You don't go and do it right away. So now you feel like, she start, you know, showing signs of being rebellion to me. So,
Mhm.
but if a man he do that, a man he can stop having sex with his wife. It's okay.
Mm.
But if a
Mm.
woman she do that, we will beat her.
Mm.
If you go in the same
Mm.
chapter 4, you see we have the same word appear twice in the Quran.
Mm.
Once in
Mm.
chapter 4, verse number 34, and because it's about female, it says nushudahun, hun for like female,
Mm.
you know. Otherwise, it's the same
Mhm.
word. So nushud,
Mm.
and then the word nushud. Here,
Mm.
chapter 4, verse 128, it was about Muhammad doing nushud.
Mm.
What is the nushud he is doing? He don't feel like sleeping with this old woman who is his wife. Her name is Sauda.
Mhm.
So look what happened now. If there is an nushud from the husband, you can come to an
Mm.
agreement. But if there's an nushud from the
So,
woman, we can beat her.
mhm. Mm. So I have a let me share you my understanding is because so again in Quran it says that men are like one level above women because they provide for them. That's the main reason why they're one level. Otherwise, maybe they
Okay.
are just
Uh-huh.
so they provide for her. So if they're I mean providing financially is a big thing. You know,
Okay.
you're
I will
you're
go with
giving
you just to show you. And I don't want to call you not smart, but listen to me. So Muhammad, he was the husband of Khadija, and Khadija, she was the
Mhm.
rich.
Yeah.
And now Muhammad is not working because now he announced himself as a prophet.
Yeah.
Khadija is the provider, especially
Yeah.
in the
Yes.
beginning. So can
Mhm.
Khadija beat him at that time because the one who provide can beat the other one who don't provide?
I mean, yeah, so that's not yeah, that's true. I mean, in that case, Khadija and Muhammad Muhammad was not the provider, and he was not the. I mean, he was not one level above her, and they were about the. I mean,
Can she beat him? This is the question. Now she
uh,
is the provider. Can she
mm-hmm,
beat him? Because
yeah,
you said to me because he is providing, well, he
mm-hmm.
can beat her. So now
No,
you see,
mm-hmm,
my friend, I don't know what are you talking about. In America, I am a provider for my cat. Can I beat my cat? I will go to jail. In America, I am a provider for my dog. Can I beat my dog? I go to jail. So you are saying to me, just because you give somebody some food in his mouth and panty and underwear and a bra, now I can beat you. What kind of evil logic is that?
yeah, I know. I'm not talking about beating. So yeah,
No, we are talking
if
about beating. We are talking about
uh,
beating. We are
it's
asked.
about
The verse here is about what? The man in
beating.
charge of women,
Mm-hmm.
because Allah has made one of them excel the other. So look
Mm-hmm.
at this madness. Who is the one who made the one excel? Allah, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So right away you become a victim because he made him excel. You see, we're not talking about the leader of the house now, because even in Christianity, the man is the leader of the house. But now you became excel. Excel in which
Mm-hmm.
way? Excel in the point that you can do anything with the wife. You can jail her. Actually, the verse says, وَهْجُرُوهُنَّ فِي الْمَضَاجِعِ, which means you jail them in their rooms.
Mm-hmm.
وَضْرُبُوهُنَّ. All of this, why? Not because they commit any sin yet. They did not. If you fear, this is what the verse is saying. وَاللَّاتِ تَخَافُونَ. You fear. They did not do it yet. So what we do? We beat them, we punish them. If they obey you, seek not a way against them. So what is the purpose of the beating? To make them
Mm-hmm.
obedience, correct?
Mm. Yeah.
Isn't this what you do with the donkey? The donkey want to go to the right, you hit him so he go straight.
Okay.
Do you think you're a donkey?
So what by again? So far, what I have to again talk to people and see look into him at this. But what my understanding was so far that a man, if he's providing for his wife and she's not being a good wife, and then she may just if they're talking, and if he stops sleeping with her, and she may just leave or like
She cannot leave. This is a fabrication. You
yeah,
are making things up. I just showed
yeah,
you
that's
even the
what my
reference.
understanding is so far, right?
My
Um,
friend, you are saying things from your own. This is
yeah,
not
that's
Islam. The woman, she cannot leave. And if the man, he is beating
yeah,
her,
that's what I
now,
need
now, now, now,
let me.
after 2000 years, 2022, now some
Mm-hmm.
Islamic country, they are start making law. If a man, he did beat his wife severely, and she
Mm-hmm.
have the right to ask for divorce after a
Mm-hmm.
lot of a pressure from United Nations, from the American, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But in
Okay.
Islam, didn't I show you in
Okay.
front of your
Okay.
eyes that the Prophet said no man should be asked for why he is beating his wife, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the man, he has absolute right in
Yeah.
what he do, you know.
I mean, yeah, again, that's what, like I told you, thanks for the references, and I will look into it and I will ask these questions from the Islamic scholars too. But that's what I understood. I mean, so far before talking to you, my understanding was just this: just she can leave, and if she still wanna stay and
Okay,
want
no,
him,
let us not
it's fine.
okay, let's forget about this. I will give you one more chance to give me one thing is true about Islam. Is there anything true? I mean, the whole religion is stupid.
Okay, so if we step back, can I ask about, like, yeah, about the what's the ruling regarding the female in, for example, in other religion like
In
Christianity or
Christianity, the women and the man, when they are married, they are united under the name of God. Therefore, a
Mhm,
man, he can divorce her, or the woman, she can divorce him if they
mhm,
are committing adultery. And adultery means breaking the
mhm,
agreement with God, not even between the two, with God. So I promise
mhm,
God I will be decent with my wife. She promised
mhm,
God she will be decent with me. I promise
mhm,
God I will stay with her. She
mhm,
promised God she will stay with me. I promise God I will do my best to provide her, etc. So when I broke my command with
mhm,
God, then
mhm.
and only then divorce can happen. The man, he cannot divorce his wife because his wife she getting older,
Like
or she
they
is
both
not getting pretty, or because
they
he get a new girl.
do they have both do they both have equal rights?
They have the
Okay.
man is is in charge of the house. The man is in charge of the house, you know, but
Mhm,
he is going to be the same as a Christ who served the church. So the Bible says, and this is what Jesus said, you know,
mhm,
the man he gave himself to his wife, the same as the
mhm,
Messiah gave
mhm,
himself to the church. So the Bible making the women equal to the church. The man is the Lord of the house as a servant, not as a master. This is what Jesus was. Jesus, he washed the feet of his disciple.
mhm,
He did not ask them to
mhm,
wash his feet. He washed their feet. So the
mhm,
master, this is what Jesus says, the master is the one who serves.
mhm,
The master, the Lord, the true Lord, which means you will become the Lord because people will love you.
mhm,
You know, like when you have a king,
mhm,
and this king, he serves everybody. Then he is a
mhm,
king. Everybody will take him as a king because he's
mhm,
amazing.
mhm.
Because he did not
Yeah.
force us by violence to be the king.
Mhm,
What your religion doing now is the man is
mhm,
forcing you to be his
mhm,
slave, and he
mhm.
is the king because he have the authority. But in reality, you hate him in your heart. There's no women. If your husband did beat you, you know,
Yeah,
are you going to be in
yeah,
love with him? Be honest with me.
yeah. No, no, of course, no.
Okay, so,
Yes.
so what is the purpose then of this? Is that will fix the marriage if I beat the women? If you just said, if my
Yeah.
husband beat me, I will not love him. You said, of
Yeah,
course, no.
yeah, yeah, and that's not gonna fix the marriage. It will be just like you just don't start hitting him, yes, and
So
then
what is the purpose? You see, is Allah teaching us wisdom or teaching us madness?
I mean, yeah, I mean, okay, yeah,
No,
I
you see, you're trying. I feel that you are trying to escape the answer.
no, no, I'm not
You
trying
just
to escape.
said,
Yeah, I mean, I'm I'm thinking about whatever you're saying, and yeah, of course, I mean, yeah, I will think about it, talk to people, like, yeah, but no, your points are valid, and I really appreciate you
yeah. So
explaining
we
all
did
that.
not fix the marriage here, you know. We did not
Yeah,
fix
yeah,
the marriage.
true.
If a Muhammad want to fix the marriage, we say, well, talk to her, you know, try to see a reasoning. And you know what? If you guys don't want to live together, okay, go in peace. That's it, done. You know. But
Yeah.
beat her,
Yeah, I can relate to this because, like, if my husband is, even he loves me, or I love him, but he actually beat me sometime, that would make me like, yeah, I mean, he will know, I might not be able to, respect him
you
that
see,
way ever.
in earth you are not respected. In heaven you are not respected. In the heaven, is it true that Allah will jail you inside the tent just for sex?
What?
In earth, you are disrespected. A man, he beat you. He can have many of you. He can replace you as he wish. Is it
Mm-hmm.
true that even in the heaven of Allah, you will be jailed inside a tent and you are just made for sex?
I mean, is that what Allah said, or are
Yeah, this
you?
is what the Quran says. Chapter 55, verse number 72. And you can read any interpretation. All Muslim women in
Mm-hmm.
heaven, they are given to the man. They will be jailed in the tent. The God in Islam, even in heaven, he, you give you a tent. He's a Bedouin Arab, what you can say. So you will be jailed in your tent, and you cannot leave. You cannot see anyone. Nobody can see you. Nobody can meet you. Nobody can even say hello to you. You are jailed for sex. Inside, you are restrained. Chapter 55, verse number 72. Is that fair?
55, 72. I will look into it, but I mean, no, it should not be true. I mean, it should not be fair, of course. But
Is that heaven, really? I'm going to be living in a tent for eternity. All my job is the guy come in, I take off my panty. Excuse my language. I cannot see anyone. Nobody can see me. I don't even have a window. I am restrained inside a tent. My job is sex. And this is supposedly a reward. You know what Jesus said about women in heaven? When they asked him, this woman, she married a husband and told her second husband, who is going to be with her in heaven? He said, he and she, they will not get married. They will be the same as angels, equally. So the man will not have a privilege in heaven, in Christianity, because he's a man, he will have more females now. And the women, she will not have a privilege too. For both of them, they will not get married. They will be the same as angels. What same as angels mean? That you will be God, he free you from your needs. And God of Islam, he make you addicted, especially for sex. So you will be free like angels. Angels do not need to have sex, do not need to eat, do not need to sleep, do not need anything. They are free. And the best gift to give is freedom, is it?
So in Christianity, there will be like no sex or anything like that in heaven or afterlife. There is
Yes.
nothing. Okay.
Yes.
And
There will not be, because you see the reason, first of all, sexuality, God, he did not create it just for a man, just to go and, as a desire. It's just to make a family, to reproduce. Because if God did not put that inside us, we will not do it. It's going to be like going to work, Why would I do it if there's no joy, So the joy was, the reason for the joy is not to be filthy, not to sleep around, but to have a family. The man, he like a woman. The women, she like the man. They need each other. They have a desire, and this desire should be in a marriage. And then we make a family, and then the family will have a kids, and then the kids themselves, they will establish a new family. So it's a gift of reproduction. God, he made Adam and Eve, and then he gave the gift of reproduction to the human.
yeah.
But when we make the heaven, is nothing but sex. Even the Quran, he promised Muslim men women with big boobs.
Yeah. So again, about that I try to read. So it was about like, so what I was searching about it, it says that there is some terms that it's used in for Arabic language for different age women. So this is the term that's used for like fully like the women who just like um, grown into a woman,
No,
and
first
like
of all,
at the
first of all,
of
those
their,
are first of all, those are not even women. You see, uh, if you read the verse says kawaib, doesn't say even women.
yeah, yeah,
Kawaib. So
yeah.
kawaib, Kaaba,
Mm,
what Kaaba mean?
yeah, Kaaba is
Cube,
the cube.
cube.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so he is describing how their breast will come out like a cube,
Mm-hmm.
and a trap, which means all of them, they would have the same size, the same look. A trap, coming from the word turab. Turab means dust or dirt. So a trap, all of them like the same sand. All sand have the same size. Like you go in the desert, you grab a sand in your hand. All of them, they are the same size, the same look. Like there's no difference between one sand and sand, at least in the naked eye. So all those women, doesn't say really anything about age, as they claim to be, it's about age. All of them, they will have a cube breast, and those breasts are coming out firm, strong, like a balcony. Now, if I ask you, why this is important? What kind of God is God? Is that a Hindu God, sexual God? Is that a hippie God? Why he is trying to tempt me by where is love? You know? Don't you
Mm,
think love is missing here? So I don't even
mm,
know who is this woman. She don't even know me. All
mm,
what I need to know about her, that she have a private part, excuse my language, never been
mm,
touched by a genie. Even the
mm,
word is used is yatmuthuhunna, which is very filthy, which means nobody entered there and broke their skin and made them
mm,
bleed. So
mm,
he is not describing the love between me and her. He's describing
mm,
her boobs. He's describing
mm,
her vagina. And each time I sleep with her, Allah will make her a virgin.
mm,
Where is love? Where is family? Where is the humanity? We became just a bunch of animals.
mm. So what's the how does Christianity heaven looks like is described?
Well, like the first heaven we have, it was a garden, and the garden was on earth, not in the sky. When we say the garden of Eve and Adam,
Mm,
they were not really in the sky; they were on earth. So this is
okay.
the garden which have the normal trees. I mean, he do
Mm,
not need to work. Everything is easy. Adam and Eve and live in the garden. But the heaven which we are going to be in with God, obviously is going to be different, and we will be different because we are free from our needs. This is why if you go to Mark chapter
mm,
12, you will see how the Lord he mentioned that those who they are going to be resurrected from death, they
mm,
neither marry nor are they given into marriage, but they will be the same as angels. So now heaven
mm,
in the heaven is exist right now in the way it is for the angels is not going to
mm,
be different for us because angels do not need trees,
mm,
do not need food, and they don't have sexual desire, and
mhm,
they don't get aged and old, and they
mm,
are living happy by the Spirit. So if
mm,
God can give me a joy, like when you bite an
mm,
apple or an orange or a banana, you enjoy the taste, correct?
mm,
And who is the one
yeah,
who gave me that joy? God. He gave me the ability that my
mm,
tongue can feel something special about it. So
mm,
if God, he can make from a banana a special
mm,
joy, can't he make a higher joy have nothing to do with the banana?
mm,
He can,
yeah,
right? So
mm,
this is what Christianity is about. So you will be happy, and the happiness cannot be described, but not by sex, not by because they
mhm,
are talking about God. Being with
mm,
Him, being in His present is
mm,
a big joy itself. And being
mm,
free, imagine I have a
mm,
car. I do not
mm,
need to buy gas. I will
mm,
be traveling the world.
mm,
What is
mm,
preventing me now that the gas price is so scary? I don't want to
mm,
even go to the store. I try to do shopping for 2 weeks now because I'm not going to spend money. I'm scared of going out. So, but if
mm,
I have a car, do not need gas, and I have a
mm,
stomach, never get empty and never feel hungry, and if I have a
mm,
body, never get sick. Who need doctors? Who need medicine? So
mm,
all our needs will be dropped down. In
mm,
Islam is the opposite. In Islam,
mm,
you will be more sexually addicted.
mm,
The prophet he described, if you I don't my book is called Sex and Allah, you can read it. You will die laughing at how Muhammad described heaven. It's disgusting, by the way, but you are
mm,
you are 33 years old, so you can read it. Uh,
mhm,
but you will see a description. You will see how a huge difference between what Jesus said about heaven and what
mm,
Muhammad he described his heaven. He says
mm,
even dahman dahman. It's I don't want to describe for you. It's disgusting. And
mhm,
this heaven, like even the
mm,
size of the private part is scary,
mm,
endless. The women she have a vagina fit for that penis, and the women her ass is 1 mile, and the boobs is so big. I mean, what is that? And when you go in if you speak a little bit Arabic, there's many videos on YouTube that describe
mm,
for you what will happen to the man when he entered to the whore. They will jump
mm,
on him. One she will be kissing his mouth. One she will be sucking whatever. I don't want to go there. But this is a very sexual, evil religion. And who is the
mm,
best in the reward in sex is the one who kill.
mm,
The one they call him a murderer, the one who do
mm,
jihad, is the
mm,
one who get the highest number of women.
mm,
And ask yourself, my friend, is that really from God? What God, if I ask you now,
mm,
what Satan he tempt us with?
mhm,
What do you think?
Yeah.
What Satan he tempt us with?
Yeah.
Well, sex and money and gold and silver, correct? And power.
Yeah.
Well, sex and money and gold and silver, correct? And power.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what Muhammad
Yeah.
promised. Do you know that even
Mm.
Muhammad he claimed that in the heaven that you will
Mm.
have four heaven, four paradise, two is made of gold and two is made of silver.
Is that yeah, I have heard about gold and silver in heaven, but not this, that too will be
Okay,
this.
if you go and read, you see right away how silly, how stupid. As an example,
Mm,
chapter 18, verse number 31, it says that you will have a garden. Okay, the
mm,
Muslim they add word is not even there. It says eternity. It doesn't say that in the Quran. And then it says underneath of it is there is a river, and then they will be wearing a bracelet of gold. What is the point of wearing a bracelet of gold? What does that mean?
mm.
And what is the
Yeah,
value? What is the
I had
value of
those
gold?
before too. Yeah, I was also thinking, why do we need a gold over there? But so what came to my mind was maybe Prophet were trying to tell them that tell people that we don't need to have lust in this world, because it will be a common thing in heaven. So I mean, we
No,
don't have.
hold on. If we do not need Muhammad, he need the gold. He was asking people to give him money. This is why he said to the women, most of you will go to heaven, give it charity. And here you see the hypocrisy. So now if they give it charity, they will go to heaven. That's still bad. He said, give it charity. I saw most of you, majority of you will go to hell. And they start giving him their ears and their bracelet. So now,
Mm,
now they will go to heaven. This is hypocrisy. So now I can go and I can be a cheater or a liar or whatever I am, and then I give it charity, and then I will go to heaven. So Muhammad is sending you heaven by taking your money. So how come bracelet of gold is not important in earth, but Muhammad was collecting their bracelet? How come bracelet of gold is not important in earth, but Muhammad he took the fifth of the booty? How come it's not important on earth, but he will let a Christian stay as a Christian, worshiping the wrong God, just if they pay him money? That's what the jizya is. So, and now we find that Muhammad, he is
um,
tempting people by women, by gold, by silver, and you will wear a brand. Do you know that you will wear Gucci in the heaven? Honestly, it
what?
says here, istabrak. Istabrak is a green silk made by the kuffar in Iran. At that time, Iran was kafir. So,
Mm,
istabrak, have you ever, this is the most famous Gucci at that time. Have you ever heard of a god, he say, I will give you Gucci?
mm-hmm.
He's trying to
Okay.
tempt us with the clothes, with the bracelet, and you know what? I will give you a pillow. Who in the world when Allah? I mean, this is the most laughable promise ever. So now heaven is a bracelet of gold, a couch,
Mm,
a Gucci T-shirt.
mm.
This is heaven. We have it here.
Um,
I can go right now to Walmart. I can get a bracelet. I can get a
mm.
garment from silk,
So
and
in can I ask, in Christianity, isn't it like mentioned anywhere about like the perks of heaven, and have like a uh, is it just like they will be like angel and that's it, like
you
not
see,
about
when
having.
when when the when the Messiah he said in Mark like heaven, like
Mm-hmm.
angels, that's mean we are going to be different in nature, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and
No,
we
I
will
get that.
and we will be free from all our needs. So there's no
Yeah.
need for this description. But how heaven will be, I mean, this is the work of God, and this is the
Mm.
miracle of God. I did not see it. I did not go there. But what
But
I
is
know, my
it
nature will not be the same, and I will be free of all my needs.
but isn't there a description like heaven will be like this, and there is
Uh,
descriptions in.
there is like in the book of Revelation some description, but it's a metaphorical. It's like a prophecy. It's about how the Lord will come with the glory of his cloud and take his people, like we call it the rapture. So, but it's not really a description. You
Mm-hmm.
can call it a description. It is, let us say, it's a metaphorical of the future of how we will be living with the Lord, with his glory. So he will take his chosen one, his elected one, the one who follow him, the one who obey him, and they will be with him living forever in happiness. But for
Mm-hmm.
sure, there's no, the happiness is not food, is not gold, is not silver,
Mm-hmm.
is not male,
Okay.
is not a female. For at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, if you maybe you do not know that even when God created Adam, Adam was the name of Eve too. Adam is not the man. Adam is man, and the man and Eve. Both of them he called them Adam, which means a human.
Mm-hmm.
So God he
Yeah.
created a human. He did not create. He did not create us, for the purpose of this.
Mm-hmm.
He created us to be human. and Islam make you lose your humanity. As you see, I can beat you. That's mean I'm losing my humanity now.
Mm.
You know, when I start beating using violence to convince you that you are wrong, obviously I don't agree that you are a human. I agree that you are a donkey, and the donkey will not walk in my direction unless I hit him with a stick. So Islam make us lose our humanity, not only disrespect women, even disrespect others, everything. And violence is the way. Even Muhammad, you know, he says, I've been ordered to kill all mankind. Do you know that your prophet, he said, that the best of mankind are the Muslims because they will bring them with the chains around their neck?
Mm. Sorry, say that again.
According to Muhammad, the best Muslims, the best of mankind is the Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because they are the one who bring you and they put the chain around your neck to take you to heaven. So Muhammad, he claimed that violence is the way to go to heaven. Read with me. This is Sahih al-Bukhari. This is not my words. The Prophet, he said, you are the best, and this is Quran, by the way, chapter 3, verse 110. You are the best ever. You know, the Muslims, they say that the Jews, they claim that they are chosen people of God, and that make them racist, blah, blah, blah. But the fact, this is in the Quran too, that Allah, but anyway, focus with me here. You are the best of the people ever, raised up for benefit of mankind. Chapter 3, verse 110. The best for mankind are those who bring them with the chain around their necks till they embrace Islam. How in the world that can be from God? If you put a chain around my neck now, and you force me to say Shahada, how that make me a Muslim?
Okay, I have to read this ayah. Yeah, this is. I mean, I heard that there is like no like light graphiting, so there is no not there is no force in Islam.
No, that's false, my friend. My friend, the verse there, the Muslim, they use it to speak to the kuffar. When the kuffar, they are not allowed to convert to Islam, they say to them, well, there is no, you know, there is no compulsion in Islam, which means you cannot force your children not to convert to Islam, but a Muslim cannot convert to other religion. This is why your prophet says, Man baddala dinahu uqtuluhu, the one who changes religion, kill him. Because if there's no enforcement in Islam, then how the one who leave Islam will kill him? You know what I mean?
I actually heard that there was some situations where this was called, and because they were hypocrites who were actually
It doesn't matter, my friend, my friend. Let us say I have a son. He is a hypocrite. He's a liar. He is filthy. He is whatever, you know. And he don't want to be Christian. Okay.
Yeah.
Either the law says kill him if he leave, or don't kill him. There's no special situation. It's a choice. Actually, it's more healthy if he leave. Why you want to be a hypocrite who live? Because now you are creating hypocrisy. Because you don't let them leave. So you are forcing them to say we are Muslims, but yet they don't want to believe in Islam. So now we have, this is why Islam is messed up, you know. The second you give a freedom for a Muslim, like as an example, Muslim women, I'm not talking about you. I remember once we have a bunch of girls. We were taking a taxi between two cities in the Middle East. The girls, they were wearing hijab. The hijab, the kind you can't see anything. That's it, you know. So they took the taxi with us, and we stopped in the city. But our trip is like long journey. So they drop in the second city, and now the taxi driver, he said, we have the three girls to stop. If you pay for their seat, we can continue. If not, we have to wait in the office. They have an office for the company to get three passengers, so they can, you know, to fill up the car. So you know what? We are a student. We cannot afford it. So we were waiting in the office where he dropped the girls, and after like 20 minutes, three girls, they came. They are wearing short skirt. They are wearing, you know, like those like a Spanish style where the women showing her shoulders, and you know. And they came and they said, Abu Muhammad, we forgot a bag in the trunk. The guy, he said, but you did not come with me. He said, no, we come with you. He said, no, you did not. He said, no, we did. And they start telling him stories he was telling to us, because we are in the front seat, the two guys with the driver, and you know, those like Mercedes, the wide one. So, and the three girls in the back. So they start telling him the stories he was saying to us during the time he's driving. He said, what? But the one who came with me, they were in hijab. I said, yeah, you know, our parents are not here, you know, they are coming to school here. So in the front of their parents, they are wearing hijab, no makeup, blah 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 blah. The second they go to different city, they are different creatures. So Islam is forcing people to be hypocrite. You know, obviously they are not confused. They are not like they are not comfortable with the clothes they wear as Muslim, but they've been forced to. And this is happening to all Muslims in the world, unless you live in the West. And even the one who live in the West is under a lot of pressure. Who dare to say? So, if you want to know, if you know religion, this is why in the Quran.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know the story of the Muslims who say we are Muslims. Muhammad said to them, "Don't say we are. Don't say we are believers." They say we are believers. They say, "Don't say we are believers. We are Muslims." You know that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So
What's
how they can be Muslims but they are not believer? What do you think? How
no?
Muhammad is saying to them, say we are Muslim, but don't say
No,
we believe.
so the ayah is like that they say that they are the believers. They are not the believers because they actually, because the you need the religion or Islam did not enter their hearts. They just on their
Exactly, but he
on
is saying to them, say we are
yeah,
Muslims. He is saying to them,
yeah, so,
don't say we
yeah.
believe,
I mean,
don't
they
say we
have
believe, say
tried.
we are Muslims. So how he is allowing you to call yourself Muslim when faith never enter your heart?
Yeah, I mean, Muslim is a title. If I say I'm a Muslim, but yeah, it's like a title. But if I'm not believing it from my heart, so it actually shows that your intentions matter. You know,
No,
you
no, 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 no. It says
are a
that it
believer. You
says
just
no, it shows the
you're
opposite.
carrying a
Your
title.
intention, it doesn't matter. What matter is you say we are Muslims. So Muslim is not a believer. Muslim is somebody is forced to convert to Islam, and now he is saying to them, don't say you believe, for belief, faith never enter your heart. Say we are Muslims. So now those are Muslims who they never have faith. So why they become Muslim then? Do you know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because Muslim means
Because
surrender. Muslim means surrender, not to submit as they lie and say to us. So when you surrender in war, you don't choose. You know, there's no options. There's one option only: surrender or die. So they surrender, and the Muslim, they lie to us when they say Islam means submission. You surrender to Islam, but we know that you did not believe in Islam because you surrender. You did not choose Islam by yourself. We force you to convert to Islam. So we know that your heart is there's no faith. You can say we are Muslims because you say Shahada, but you are not a believer. Muhammad,
what
this
can
is
you say?
the Quran,
What's
chapter 49, verse number 14.
chapter 14
Chapter
and verse?
49, verse number 14. I will send you the
Okay.
link. I will send you the link. You can read it.
Yeah, I have read this actually. But yeah, I mean, I what I understood of it was that, yeah, I mean, it's necessary for you to actually accept the religion from your heart instead of
No,
just
no, no.
having.
That's false. That's false. As you see, if it's necessarily, then he should say to them the opposite. He should say, don't say we are Muslims. If it's necessarily to have the faith in your heart, then he should say the opposite. Don't say we are Muslims, for faith never enter your heart. This is how it should be. But as you see now, it's the opposite. It says, don't say we believe, say we are Muslims. So believing have nothing to do with being a Muslim. Because Muhammad is Satan. Muhammad, as a Satan, is forcing you into a belief you don't believe in. And you don't care if you believe or not. Just say, I am Satan, worship me. Just say that. Just worship me. Just bow down. Just say Shahada. I'm fine with it. You believe or not, who care? Just say Shahada. In Christianity, no. Jesus, he said, not everyone says to me, Lord, Lord, or God, God will enter the kingdom of my Father, but the one who do his will. So if we say Shahada from now until 1,000,000 years from now, we will not enter the heaven of Christ. Because it doesn't matter what Shahada we say. It doesn't matter what word we scream with. It doesn't matter what we call ourselves. What matter is if we do the will of God or not. That's why here you see that Muhammad, he promised Muslim very funny promises. As an example, if you say Bismillah, Alhamdulillah 100 times, you go to heaven. Is that true?
I never heard this.
Madman. I mean, how in the world? So now Christian Prince, he attack Islam every day. He love at Muhammad every day. Before he die, he say Bismillah, Alhamdulillah 100 times. He go to heaven. What is that? How in the world? How in the world that can be from God? I mean, how easy it is. So now we can go and do all kind of sin you can imagine, and then we say Alhamdulillah, Bismillah, etc., and we go to heaven.
Yeah, I don't know about this. Yeah, but and I actually kind of not believe on this. Like when people say read this like this many times,
But this is what Muhammad said. It's not up to you. If you don't believe, it's me. You don't believe in Muhammad.
And is this like a hadith or something?
Yeah, this is hadith. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's 100 times. If you say it 99 times, you are in trouble.
But also send me the reference for this if it's.
But remember, sister, you have to do it 100 times. Okay, if you do it 101,
Okay.
you maybe you have to restart over. It have to be the magical power only in if you do it 100 times. I mean, what kind of religion this religion? And then Allah will forgive you or forgive your sin, all of it, if you say that. You know, what is that? I mean, this is madness. And and there is many like ton of things like shaitan sleep on your nose. Shaitan, he play with the penis of the Muslim if you don't say the name of Allah before intercourse. Shaitan, he will be doing the women. Shaitan, a genie, you know, I don't know if you know the story. There's a guy, he opened the door for the wife bedroom, excuse my language again, and he found his wife doing something, we don't want to say what. And then the sheikhs, they told him that she is sleeping with the genie, and this is why he described that he saw a fire in her bushes. Why she have a fire in her bushes? Because she is sleeping with genie. This is Islam. Islam is just a bunch of fairy tales, stupidity, mental illness. You know, shaitan around the penis. Shaitan take hair from the anus of a Muslim when he pray. Have you experienced such a thing? Excuse me again. No, this is stupid. I mean, this is madness. If you enter the bathroom with the wrong foot and you don't say the certain prayer, shaitan go inside the anus and he block it. This is what Muhammad. This is teaching of God. What is this? And then this man who is speaking about God and he is supposedly holy, he is the most filthy. Do you know the story of Muhammad when he went to his own son wife and he flirted with her when the husband is not there? Zainab?
I mean that. So what I know is that Allah wanted him to marry her, but he was trying to convince his son.
You see the hypocrisy? You see the hypocrisy? The guy, he went there just 15 minutes ago, flirted with the wife, and he is telling the husband, keep your man now. Come on, man, keep your wife. Don't divorce her. Come on. I mean, the guy, he was there. This is telling you how filthy Muhammad is. How 15 minutes ago, I was in the house, in your house, and I flirted with your wife. And I told her, praise be to Allah, the one who made my heart flip for you. And now the husband, the story says, فأخبرت زينب زيد ففطن زيد. Now he got it. That's what it says even in their books. ففطن زيد. So he went to the Prophet. He said to him, please allow me to divorce her. She have a bad mouth. You know. So Muhammad, he said to him, no, man, keep your wife, man. Like you were there flirting with the wife. And you know, when the Muhammadan, they say he was a flirting, I believe he was sleeping with her. Because let me ask you honestly, if your father-in-law come to your house and he flirt with you when your husband is not there, are you going to be so angry, disgusted, or you will be so happy?
Of course, disgusted, yeah.
Okay, so how come Zainab is not disgusted? And why Zainab is telling him, she's telling him, listen, we are doing it. Okay? Don't you get it? So the husband, shouldn't he go to the father and say, shame on you? You flirt with my wife? No, because he will kill him. Who there? He knew now that the master, his father, but by adoption, he wants his wife, and that's it. So that's why it says for Fatina. Otherwise, any woman, she have a little decency, she will be so upset that the father, how disgusting it is, the father of my husband come into my house. And then after that, she go and she agreed to sleep with him.
Mm.
And then Muhammad, he forbid adoption just for that reason.
Mm.
So he can have the women.
No, he didn't say that. He didn't forbid. He just said that that the son, like the adopted son, is still adopted son. I mean, you cannot have like inheritance, and so it
No,
because
no,
it's
no, no. You see, when you say things, remember, you are talking to me. You are not talking to an average person who know nothing about Islam. The reason for adoption, the Arab always do adopt, and Muhammad himself, obviously, because he cannot have kids. The Muslim, they lie to themselves. They say Muhammad have kids. Muhammad never have kids. Never, never. That's why he adopt.
so. What about the daughters he has?
Those are his daughter. Those are daughters of Khadija. Khadija, she have two husbands before him. And this,
Yeah, but
and this is why she was
they
rich.
they had common daughters too between these two, right?
No, he never have a daughter. He never have children. Even the sons, the Khadija, Aisha, she tell him, even Ibrahim, this is he's not your son. Can't you tell? You know, this is Mary. She sleep around with her cousin. She's a slave. She sleep with everybody. So Muhammad never have a son. This is why Khadija, she adopted a child, because the guy, he cannot have kids, and she is old too. How she can have kids? Khadija, she married Muhammad when she's way older. So he never had one. This, even the Quran says that there is a man, he was making fun of Muhammad. He's saying that he called him Abtar. Abtar mean the cut off. Chapter 108, verse number 3. Cut off from what? Cut off from offspring. Why? Because simply he cannot have kids. If
It
Muhammad,
was
they have off.
because he
Huh?
couldn't have sons.
What?
It was because he was not having sons. That's why probably.
No, he never have any kids. Secondly, and here you will see another stupid things about Islam. Muhammad, he claimed that anything happened wrong is happened by the will of Allah. And then we ask ourselves, if Muhammad have a child and then the child die, why Allah killed him? Why
Yeah.
why he is doing that to his prophet?
I mean, all the prophets have been through difficult things and different kind of tests.
Well,
So
what test? This is a test? This is not a test.
this could be, I mean,
Muhammad, he
anything.
said, I was the most weak person in sex and invoked my God Allah, and he sent me a dish of shish kebab, and then I get the power of 40 men. Okay, let me ask you. Muhammad now get the power of 40 men, but he cannot have kids. So what the point of this power?
What was that like? Just about the men, 40 power men? Is it like a hadith or something?
Yeah, it's a hadith as Muhammad. He never stopped making his poo-poo. Let me see if I can send it to you in English.
Okay.
Let us see if I can find it in English. If not, I will send it to you in Arabic. So, I mean, look at the language. I mean, what kind of a prophet? He claimed that he have a sexual problem, and then he invoke his God, and this God, he fixes the problem. How? By going to the kitchen, making shish kebab, send him the shish kebab with angel Jibreel, and then after he ate it, he got the power of 40 men. What is that? I mean, and the Muslim, they say to us, if Allah wants something to happen, he say be is going to be. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But obviously, this is, Muhammad, he live in a very perverted society. If you read my book, Sex on Allah, you will see. So let me share. I could not find it in English, but I can find it for you here. This is the book. It's called Faidul Qadir. This is one of many books, Faidul Qadir. And this is a Sunni book, not Shia. I think you're a Sunni, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Volume number 5, Hadith number 6426. It says, كنت من أقل الناس في الجماع حتى أنزل الله علي الكفيت فما أريده من ساعة إلا وجدته. So I was the most weak person between all mankind until Allah, he sent on me the kufayt or kufta. And then I found it in a sa'a. A sa'a at that time used for like 15-20 minutes. So each time I need to have sex, Allah, he sent me a dish of shish kebab. I ate it in less than 20 minutes. It will be sent to me. And then in different hadith says, I get the power of 40 men. But let me translate this one for you first. I will use English translation because it's in Arabic. Here we go. It says, I was the least people in intercourse. until God he sent me down the kufta. And then you know,
brother,
I find it within 20 minutes or 15 minutes or an hour. Yeah.
bro, I sent the hadith, the one that you're talking about
So what is that, my friend?
the
I mean,
link.
come on, what is this? This is God. This is a prophet of God talking. So now God, he fixing, he's sending Viagra for Muhammad, which is a dish of shish kebab. And then he got the power of 40 men. And why he need to get the power of 40 men? Why? What about 39? How he measure his power? Like they have a race. They brought 40 men, and Muhammad, he did exactly the same as they were able to do. What does that mean? This is why you see, you know, when you read my sister, when you read the word of Jesus, you will see how amazing, how wisdom, high, noble. And when you see the word of Muhammad, how disgusting, how low, how trashy. What is this about? Imagine I claim to be a prophet, and now, guys, I have a problem. Everybody, please help me. It's not working. It's not functioning. I play music for it. It's not working. I'm going to invoke Allah. I go to my room now. I invoke Allah. Please, Allah, help me. It's not working. Why even need to publish this news? I mean, what kind of a man, he go in public, says, hey, the private part I have is not functioning. It is the lowest between all mankind. He's glorifying God by sending a dish of shish kebab. What is this?
So, what I have a question regarding the Quran and Bible and the other books. So,
Okay.
how they were, as far as Quran, I know that it was sent to Prophet through Jibril, and then people used to initially remember it, and then they started writing it down and then compiled it in a book. It was, I think, mainly led by his friend, this effort. But overall, it was just written at that time, and it was since then, it's just this kind of same. I was reading about Bible. It was there were like it was written in like in a very long time, like in generations. People used to add in it, and like how it was compiled, the whole book
Well, first,
and
the Bible is not a book. The Bible is a book of books. Okay.
Okay.
So there's many messengers, prophets, and kings, etc. So the Jews in this book, the Bible, as an example, the Old Testament is a book of history. Same time is a book of God, which means there's he, she said, this king said, this woman said, this guy he said, and there's God said. So it's a book of history. And we Christian, we don't claim that the Bible is a God, he sent it down, written. What we believe that, as an example, that the Ten Commandments, this is what God he sent. And the rest is the history of man with God, the history of a prophet with God. What God said to the prophet, what prophets say to the people, and what people say to the prophet. So as an example, when the Muslim, they say that the Quran, all of it is the book of God, correct? Okay.
Yeah.
And then they say nobody can make Quran like this Quran, correct?
Yes.
But this is very silly, because we find in the Quran that the ant is making Quran. Because the ant, she said.
And
The ant, if you go to the chapter, there's a chapter in the Quran called the chapter of the ants. Okay, who is talking? The ant. So if who is talking now, is Allah or the ant? They say Allah, but the ant, she said. So we are not silly as Islamic religion when they say the Quran is every word of God, because that make it funny, and especially when Allah, he challenged us to make Quran like the Quran, and then we find the genie making Quran, shaitan making Quran, the ant making Quran. I mean, everybody making Quran except Allah. And
what do you mean by making Quran? I don't know, like that. Yeah, ant was talking and like that, but what do you mean by ant making Quran?
okay, when the ant, she said, who is talking?
Oh, answer, but that was something that Allah. I don't know about the verse exactly, but what I think is that Allah told Prophet that and said that, and like it was a
Okay, but the one who said that is the ant. It's not
yeah.
Allah. So
Yeah.
how this is the word of Allah if Allah quoting the ant? So if you quote me now, if you go to my book and you say Christian Prince, he said this, is that the word of you or the word of a Christian Prince?
Yeah, so it's like an example, if Allah is giving,
No,
and
it's not
Allah
example. You see, he's quoting the ant word by word.
Yeah.
Okay, as long he is quoting the word, this is a quotation.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah.
is not the word of God. So this is a quotation, but the Muslim, they claim nobody can make Quran like this, when Allah himself is taking Quran from the ant, because the one who said this quotation is the ant, not him. And then the one after it, it is Sulaiman who said that. And then after that, Sulaiman, he checked the bird. And what kind of religion was it? I mean, this is, look at this religion. I will tell you a story. This is a serious story. I don't know. I hope you will not laugh at me. I have my grandfather. He died. And he died. He was holding, old people, they hold a stick in their hand, yeah, a long stick like staff, So he died, and he died standing. And then for more than a year, my grandmother, she did not notice that he is dead because he was holding the stick standing. What do you think about this story?
I mean, if it's a miracle, it could happen,
No,
if
it's not a miracle, because the reason she did not notice him, because it is the stick. He was holding the stick. Not because God, he didn't want anyone to know, because he was holding the stick. And then after a year, the termite, they ate the stick, and he fell down.
it was I don't know if it's a year or a few days.
It is a year.
Year. Okay.
So what do you think? This is not a
I mean,
miracle, because as you see, it was concealed because of the stick. When the termite, they ate the stick, he fell down. Is that God really talking, or this is really silly, stupid?
I mean, that's because what we see is okay. It is it's in Quran, right?
Yeah, this is the story of this is my grandfather, by the way. His name is Solomon. Chapter 34, verse number 14.
34:14. Yeah, yeah. I read this one. But yeah. I mean, if as far as it's like Prophet Suleiman used to talk to animals and everybody. So we consider is that miracle. As far as my understanding is this.
No, this is not a miracle, because listen, miracle, if we do not need the stick, and miracle cannot be broken because of a termite. So if God decide to hide your death, nobody will see it. What concealed the death of Suleiman is he leaned on the stick. What destroyed the conceal of his death? It is the termite eating the stick. All right. So if it's a miracle, then there's no need for the stick, and termite cannot stop the miracle of God. So what this verse saying, that there is a reason. What is the reason? It's not God making a miracle. It's the guy dying, and he leaned on the stick. And it took them a year. Now the guy is a king. He have ministers. He have wives. He have soldiers. He have army. He have generals. All those people did not notice that the king is dead, because he is leaning in the stick. Okay, what about we talk to him? Hello, Suleiman, he don't answer. We come second day. Hello, Suleiman, he don't answer. Suleiman is not moving his eyes. Suleiman is not moving his fingers. Suleiman is not talking. Suleiman is not doing anything. Month after month after month, according to your prophet, he's saying it's almost a year. Go Ibn Kathir, open Ibn Kathir and read the interpretation. Almost a year, and nobody noticed that the guy is dead until the termite ate the stick. Isn't it obvious in a fairy tale? Now you said that we know that Suleiman, he been taught the language. What language he been taught?
I don't know, Arabic maybe.
He been taught the language of the birds.
Birds. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
How he been taught the language of the birds, and he was speaking to the ants?
I mean, language of the birds. I thought he was able to communicate with different animals, like all the animals, kind of.
No, he was taught the language of the birds specifically.
Where does it say? Is it in
the
Quran or Hadith?
Yes, in the Quran. If you read the same chapter, the chapter of the ant, where it speak about his, he understand the ant. It says in verse number 16, and Suleiman was David higher, and he said, "O mankind, lo, we have been taught the language of the birds." So imagine I teach you the language of the birds, and you end talking to the tree or to the cockroach. By the way,
But is it
I've been in school
the
too,
bird?
and I learned the language of the birds. I mean, what is the point of this madness? So God, he taught Sulaiman the language of the bird. What is that? I mean, what about Allah? He teach Muhammad how to read his name. So Allah have time to teach Sulaiman the language of the birds. For what purpose, we do not know. This is stupid. But he did not have time to teach Muhammad how to read. He told Muhammad 3 times read, and Muhammad still cannot read. So now we have Sulaiman. He do not need to speak. Why he need to speak the bird? Because you have an army of birds, army of genie. What is this? Army of a chicken? Do you watch cartoon?
Do I watch what?
Cartoon.
No.
I love cartoon. You know, it's the best. It makes sense. The
Yeah,
Quran doesn't make sense. Look at this. He have an army of birds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think Putin now in Ukraine should use the birds of Suleiman? Since when?
I mean, no,
What does that mean? The army of birds? You have an army of birds, and who is the head of the army of the birds? Do you know?
Who?
The
Suleiman.
hubub. You know, the al-hudhud. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look at
Actually,
this guy. I mean, who in the world want to believe in this? So now we have an army of birds, and the head of this army is this bird. Do you really, my friend, believe in this
I
madness?
thought it was the whole army of the Hudud.
Huh?
The army was it was like all the birds were this bird.
All of them, they are the same?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
The ababil,
Okay, let me ask you. Let me ask you. So Suleiman, he have millions of those birds. How come he find out that this guy is missing?
Oh, which guy?
This bird. There's one of them. He found him missing.
I don't know about that story. I
you know,
think.
just to show you how stupid this religion is. Do you see how you know how the bird looked like, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he looked like a Roman soldier, a general in the Roman army. So Muhammad, I mean, this is madness. This is the most stupidest stories ever. This guy, he carried from the Jews, legions. They teach their kids. Whatever they say to him, he put it in the Quran. This is for kids. And then the Muslim, they say that this bird, he can find, he found Balqis, the women, you know, and he come to him with the news about her. Okay, we will go with that, no problem. But there is a little problem with this. There is a Muslim, he decided to argue about this verse. When Ibn Abbas, he explained how this bird, he can see things nobody can see. Even he can find water under the ground. Then then the Muslim guy, he said to him, well, if this is the case, how come a little child, he can put some seed and he put a trap and he covered the trap by some dirt and the hudhud don't see it? Ibn Abbas, he said to him, aren't you afraid that Allah will do this and this to you? He could not answer him. He could not refute. So how this bird, he can see what nobody can see. He can see under the ground. But then, if we put little seed in a trap and cover it by some dirt, this bird will not notice it and we can catch him. So this Muslim, he got Ibn Abbas busted and he got Muhammad busted with his lies. But then when he threatened him that, you know, you will be punished for saying that, the guy, he says, I promise Allah, I will never do that. I will never say that anymore. Do you really believe that the story that there's a bird and Suleiman, he was checking on him and he said, if I don't find you, I'm going to make you barbecue? You really believe in that?
No, I don't know about this part that he but yeah, I have read this and I believe in it because it's in Quran and it's as like yeah, because it's in Quran and It's I mean, there are things that does not make, maybe in previous,
Okay,
especially
let
for
me ask you.
example.
Let me ask you. So why Muhammad he don't speak to the why Muhammad he was not taught the language of the birds? Why Muhammad he was not taught the language? We have many
Because
hadith. We have many hadith. Muhammad is speaking to the lizard, correct?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and to the tree
Muhammad is speaking to the tree.
with the camel
Yeah,
and with the
Muhammad wanna do poo, and he told the tree to come so they can cover him when he's do poo. Okay. So when the Quran say nothing about Muhammad speaking the language of the lizard and the birds,
mm,
why Allah is mentioning that Sulaiman he have all those things? He have a flying carpet, he speak to the birds, he spoke the language of the birds, he spoke to the ant, and then Muhammad,
mm,
we find that Muhammad have many of those, but they are in the hadith and the Quran confirm that Muhammad has 0 miracles. Why is that?
mm. I mean, that's not what Quran said. I don't know. Like we know that Muhammad could talk to camels and trees, and yeah, and he
Hmm.
went to visit the God, and like all these things are miracles. But you would say that nobody saw that miracle,
Let me
which
ask you,
I.
okay, you remind me of the question, why nobody can see a miracle? What the point of a miracle if nobody can see it?
Mm,
If I now
uh,
if I say, before you call me sister, you believe me or not, I was flying
mm,
in the sky and I was
mm,
able to create a mountain of gold. And you say to me, okay, do you have witnesses? I say no. You believe me?
yeah, of course, no, but
Okay, so what the point of the miracle? Isn't it the miracle supposedly so people they can believe?
mm. So in does it in Christianity do you believe in Prophet Solomon, that he could talk to animals and everything, and
Show me. I
uh
want to learn from you where it says that in Christianity that Suleiman is
no,
speaking to the
I'm
ants.
asking
No,
I'm asking I,
we don't have such a thing.
oh, so
This is
okay.
there's a book, it's called The Legend of the Jews. You can download from the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Tons of the
Okay.
stories Muhammad he got from those books. Those are legend. Those are not Jewish scriptures. Those are fairy tales. The
Mm-hmm.
story of Alexander the Great. This is the
Mm-hmm.
trap. The Jews they trap Muhammad. They'll make fun of him.
Mm-hmm.
They come to him and they say, "There's a guy. He's a prophet. His name is Zulqarnain. What do you know about him?" Muhammad he could not answer right away. Later he claimed that
Mm-hmm.
now Allah he informed me.
Mm-hmm.
And he started talking about his the Great, and he found the sun set in the murky water.
Mm.
Do you believe that sun set in the hot water?
Yeah, I mean, no, of course, but yeah, we talked about this. Me and my friend, we talked about it, but
Hmm.
yeah. So um,
What do you think about it?
I,
The sun set in murky water. In my backyard, the sun doesn't set in murky water. It's sun in my pool. I don't have a pool, but I'm just joking.
what I what my understanding was about the mentioning in Quran is it
Uh-huh.
was the man's perspective,
Okay. You see, I want to ask
but
you, I find this is really disgusting. A Muslim, they are trying to fabricate words
Mhm.
is not in the Quran to fix the. How the Muslim they say nobody can make Quran like the Quran, and then they say this is from the perspective of the man. Can't Allah he say this is from the perspective? Is he like you do not know that word? Is it in the Quran? No. Where in the Quran it says from the perspective of the Qur'an? Nowhere.
it's
Allah is reporting a fact. Allah
if I
report.
see
Yeah.
if I see the translation, it says that when he reached the place, he saw.
Hmm.
Um,
No.
he
First
saw.
of all, he did not say he
That's
saw. It
what
says wajadaha. Wajadaha mean he found it. Nowhere it says he saw.
I found it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says here حتى إذا بلغ مغرب الشمس وجدها تغرب. So
Mm-hmm.
he found it. Uh,
I found it could be. I mean, I'm just saying, like, what I understand, it could be that that's what he found, but that might not be
okay,
the reality.
where Allah he described that this is not a true find. Why Muslims
Yeah.
are adding things up? If he say he found, did he correct his find? No, he said he found. That's mean
Mhm.
Allah is talking and he told us what he found. So it's a find. It's not he thought. When I say to you, you say to me, I went inside the house and I found the faucet is leaking. Is that you thought it's leaking or you found?
Yeah,
You
found.
found. So found is what he found. And who is forcing Allah to say things he is not agreeing with? And where it says that this is not, the one who's talking is Allah, not even not the guy. Allah telling us what he found. And not only that, he found when he reached the sitting place of the sun. But there's no sitting place of the sun. What does that mean? He found the sun set in a spring of hot water. In Zakir Naik, he says, when you go to the ocean, you see the sun is going in the ocean. You think that the sun is going in the ocean, but the fact the sun is not going in the ocean. But there's no ocean here. It's a spring of water. How you can fix that? So even they lie when they try to fix it. They say an ocean, but as you see, it's a spring of hot water.
Yeah, that was good, by the way.
Oh, I can speak like him. I can.
Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, no, I get your point, and I actually have noted down that point where when I talked about this with my friends.
And
So
not only that, listen, he continued, and then he said, until he reached the rising place of the sun. Like, where we can find the rising place of the sun? So now he found the sitting place of the sun, and he found the rising place of the sun. I mean, this is madness. Where is the rising place of the sun? If I ask you, you will say the sun rises everywhere, even in the pole it rises, right? Okay, so what he mean? He found the rising place of the sun. This is madness. It's a stupid religion. And then he found next to it people who didn't understand anything, and they told him, you know what? There's people of Gog and Magog. They are doing bad things to us. How they don't understand anything? And and what do you mean you build a dam between us and them? Why the earth is flat? Because the earth is flat in the Quran. Because the only way to build a dam between us and a group of people, if the earth is two pieces, and there's no way to go around it, correct?
Was it a dam or a wall?
No, it's a dam. It says حتى بلغ بين السدين. So he built it's a wall. The dam is a wall anyway, right? So he built a wall between two mountains. This is what dam is. The dam, you build a wall between two high objects. So he built a wall between two mountains, and that will stop those people, Gog and Magog, who they are not a human. And Muhammad, he claimed that the Turk is one of them, and he made fun of their look. So those people now, they cannot come to us. But how that can work? If you are my neighbor, and you build a wall between me and you, let us say you are in the left side of my house, and you build a wall there. Well, I can go around the wall and come from the back, right?
I mean, yeah, but it could be, yeah, of course, around the wall. But
so if it's a mountain,
for,
I can go around the mountain and come to you.
Yeah.
As an example,
but it's
the highest mountains in the earth is the Himalaya, as they claim, right? Okay, I can go around it. I can go around the Himalaya and go all the way to Russia. I can go all the way to come back to India. I can, this is, so what wall can do? How this wall stop those people from coming to us?
I mean, it's because if it's so just the only thing that I could make sense of is because, yeah, you can go around, but if it's a very like a long wall, then maybe it would protect them, because maybe those people will not actually be able
it's going to protect them if the wall is around them, is around those people, not a wall between two mountains. Correct. Same time, those Gog and Magog, they are a huge number by billions. The ratio of the Gog and Magog, according to Muhammad, is 1,000 to 1 of us. So if we are 7 billion now, they are 7 trillions. Where we can find those people? Where? I mean, we have satellite; they can see everywhere. And those people, they aren't human like us. They are evil. They, and they fight by arrows. So we should fight. Even Muhammad, he says, before the judgment day come, those people, they will attack the city of Medina, and the Muslim, they will collect their arrows for 7 years. They will use them for 7 years for fire. It's made from wood. They use arrows and horses. What is this? And those Gog and Magog, Who is the one who built the wall for them? Alexander the Great. Fix that problem. Isn't it obvious that this is really a fiction story, and Muhammad, he was copying whatever he heard from other people around him? This is a fiction
So
story.
Alexander was he Alexander before Prophet Muhammad or after?
Oh, for sure, it was way before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the questions, I'm sorry, and please let me know whenever you have to break, because I mean, I know your time is
No,
precious.
it's okay.
So
But maybe you are tired. But my sister, I advise you. This is obviously a stupid religion. I'm not trying to be rude to you, but I'm saying to you what I believe. You know, we are not going to sugarcoat what we believe. We believe Muhammad is an evil man. A person who go have sex with the children cannot be from God. You know, Jesus, he said, it's better for you to put a milestone in your neck from hurting the little ones. So it's better for me to jump in the ocean, put a milestone in my neck before I harm a child. How in the world a prophet, he do such an act which is evil and ugly? A man, he lie, he cheat even with his wife. A man, he taught you to you as a wife to be beaten by your husband. There's no respect, there's no love. You are just no one. And even in heaven, you will be restrained. Lies after lies, fiction after fiction, stupidity after stupidity. I remember once I was doing a seminar, and a woman, she said to me, well, you said that there is no reward for women in heaven. You are lying. The prophet, he said he will be 70 times more pretty. I said, well, let us go with this statement. If you will be 70 times more pretty, if every Muslim woman will be 70, I said, only you or all Muslim women? She said, all Muslim women, they will be 70 times more pretty. And actually, I remember at that day, I used your name as Aisha, you know? So I said, okay, let us say Aisha, she is, she is twice more beauty than Fatima, you know? I will type the word Aisha in the screen. And she is, let us say, twice more beauty than Fatima. And we will type here Fatima. And Fatima, she is twice more pretty than Hafsa. Okay, let us see. She is twice from Hafsa. And then Hafsa is the last, which means she is the lowest in beauty. And now each one of them will be 70 times more pretty. So Aisha, she will be 140 times more pretty than Fatima. Or more pretty, let us say. Okay? And Fatima, she will be 140 more pretty than Hafsa. Right?
I mean, yeah, I never even...
And Hafsa will become 70 times more pretty. So look what happened now. If you think about the number, Aisha, she is 3 times more pretty than all of them from Hafsa. She is twice more pretty than Fatima, and nothing changed. So you were ugly in earth, you are ugly in heaven. People, they start looking at her in the seminar. You know?
So I mean, yeah, I never knew where does it say that you will be 70
she mentioned
times
that to me, but I can look for it. But this is what she said. You know, it's
okay.
I believe this is a true hadith. But this is how stupid this promise. He knew that many women, they are obsessed with their look. You know, so okay, we will be 70 times more pretty. But who cares if you know?
Yeah, it's like a relatively you are still ugly,
yeah,
right?
and who care about this beauty? I mean, what does that mean? I mean, what about you will be beautiful, but you cannot go even and see anybody in the street. You are restrained in your tent, and I show you the verses. So what is beauty for? Beauty for the husband. What this is mean? This is reward for the husband, not for me. You know?
Yeah.
And all the men, they will look like Joseph. You know? All of them, they will look like Joseph, and all of them, they will be 33 years old like Jesus, and all of them, they will be so tall like Adam, which is almost 5-6 floor building. What a stupid religion. And all the whole, they look the same, and they say the same word, and they sing the same song. It's a madness. Imagine you go to a dating website, everybody there have the same profile, same picture, same name, same height, same age. Everybody. What is this?
I have a couple of more questions about it. What does Islam, I mean, Christianity say about out of marriage, physical, like sexual relationship out of marriage?
It is
What was the?
forbidden. It's forbidden. The Bible says, and this is where Muhammad he tried to copy from the New Testament.
Mm-hmm.
As an example, when Saint Paul he said that gambler and fornicator, etc., they will not enter heaven. Obviously, they will not enter heaven. You know, either you are with God or not. But you can repent even if you did it. You know, you can fight your sin, and this is why repentance exists. Repent is a let's say is a light of hope that we do wrong, but we can fix our wrong. You know.
Yeah.
But the Bible never promote such a thing, and the Bible is against it. But your prophet he allow you even to be rented for 3 days, 3 nights to do muta. You know. So,
yeah, I saw that. So is it? Isn't there any kind of punishment mentioned in Bible?
the
It's
Old
just
Testament for sure, fornication, the fornicator, the bent in the fornication, a married person, the punishment is death.
in Bible.
Yes, in the Old Testament, there's many. You can search in Google. I mean, there's endless count of verses. Yeah,
If
but remember,
like
but remember,
if a married person do this, and what about the unmarried?
and depend if the fornication is a rape is different. If the fornication is a fornication between an agreement is a different. So there's many cases. So
Okay.
a person who rape, he will be put to death unless the woman she forgive him and she marry him, she accept to marry him. And if he marry her, he cannot divorce her.
Oh, okay.
If a woman she lay down with a man in the field and she never scream, obviously she agree, you know. She agreed. She did not object, you know, because a woman should resist. You know, but this is a law to preserve, you know, the traditional Jewish tribes. You will notice that when a woman she was accused of fornication in the time of Jesus, Jesus he did not say don't stone her. He didn't say stone her. He say if one of you don't have sin, go ahead, stone her. So what Jesus said, yes, there's a law for such a thing, but those who practice the law, they are hypocrite more than the one who is going to be judged. So obviously there are a bunch of fornicators trying to judge a fornicator, but they are not the one who can judge. So with the Christ, you know, the judgment, it have to be from those who can judge. Those, if I want to teach you about you cannot lie, and I am a liar, well, how in the world that work?
Yeah,
You know?
that's true. That makes sense. Yeah.
And Muhammad is the same. He told Muslim not to fornicate, but he's a fornicator. You know, as an example, when Muhammad he have sex with Mary the Copt, there is a guy, his name is Sheikh Uthman. He claimed that he married her and he freed her. And when we you can search, there's a video about it. We found that he never married her. He never freed her. It's a lie. And he was sleeping with her without marriage. They will say to you then, another smart Muslim, he will say, oh, she was his hand property. Well, the Quran says, وَمَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُكُمْ مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُكُمْ is the one you capture from war only. Mary the Copt is not from war. Never was she was a gift. So according to the Quran, nowhere the Quran says Muhammad he can have sex with the women. His book, he can have sex only with the one who she is captured from war. So why Muhammad was having sex with her? According to which religion? According to which law? So this guy, you know, he broke even his own religion. He said things he do the opposite. Not like our Lord the Messiah. The Messiah, he said he challenged the Jews. Who can prove me to be a sinner? Jesus, not only he forgives sin, because I can say your sin is forgiven, claiming to be the Messiah. But Jesus, the Messiah himself, he never commits sin.